Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a video. Been a bit. My apologies. It's been pretty hectic, yeah. And that's what this video is all about. I'm gonna kind of explain what's been up with me and what's going on, what I got planned, and yeah. So this and it's a little hot today, so if I'm gonna try my best to not run the fans and stuff. When I'm at the computer, you can't hear them, but when I'm recording on my phone, there is no noise reduction. It's the phone. So yeah, you hear it very clearly, and yeah. So, and to be fair, like, maybe you're wondering, well, why don't you just record at the computer? It's because I like recording here, you know? I like this little different atmosphere we have, you know? My gaming, you can tell I'm in the same corner every day, you know, gaming. And this is kind of like our Life with Miss corner, you know? To be fair, every channel has like a corner of the house, you know? The kitchen downstairs is the cooking channel corner where all the cooking videos. So I like that there's like a different corner for, you know, and they don't interfere with each other, you know? Yeah. So that's why I like doing the videos here. But you know, once in a while it's usually here or it's outside. Been a while since we've done an outside one. Maybe we'll do one soon with the weather being, I don't know. I want to say with the weather being good, but this isn't good weather for me. I like winter, you know, so to me this is bad weather. But you know, it's good enough to like do things outside. So let's get to it. This past Friday, I had put a post on the Discord channel, and it basically was just saying, honestly, let's start from the very beginning, and then I'll tell you about the post, okay? So very beginning, February 10th, 2016 is the day I started my main YouTube channel. Not this channel. This channel's pretty new. I think maybe a couple years old. I'd have to look at the date. But my main gaming channel is when, I started that on February 10th, 2016. And that's also when I started streaming. So I've been doing both from the very beginning, and the gaming channel's always been daily for the most part, and same with streams. So it's been a lot of juggling my daily routines and my daily activities that aren't content with the content, right? And it's been pretty rough to juggle that, yeah. But, you know, I was a creator trying to grow my content, my plan has never been to like be rich or anything. That's never been the plan. I know that's a lot of people's plans. Who doesn't want to be rich? I don't care that much about money. I just care about enough to make it so I can continue doing content, and my retirement is kind of covered. Like, retirement's the major reason I do this, right? It's that I want to ensure that, when the day comes that I legit cannot work, that I'm okay, you know? So there will come a time where either you're at that age, I think the age is 65, if I'm not mistaken, where you're booted out of your career because you're too old and you're the age that retirement happens at, or you say are looking for work and no one will hire you because you're too damn old, right? So I'm prepping for that, right? I'm prepping for the time where it's literally gonna be impossible. Yes, I know the job market's shit right now. People are struggling to find work, but there's at least a chance, right? But when you are when you hit the 65, then you're really going to struggle. And that's been my goal with my content. It's been to kind of get some money into savings and save for that moment, so that I'm okay at that point. And yeah, so it's, I always just wanted it as, right now it's extra income because I can't afford for it to be full income. It doesn't give me a full income. But obviously my goal has been that it is the full income, and, what I do is a job. I'm working more hours on my content between recording and editing and streaming than pretty much anyone works at their full-time job. And I'm talking even people working 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. I do a lot. My streams alone is an 8-hour shift, in the evening. And I've had no time to myself, right? I've been, doing what I do outside of my content. And then with my content recording, I have videos I do daily for the gaming channel, and then weekly cooking video, weekly vlog video, this. And then I'm my own editor. So it takes longer to edit videos than it does recording them. And then, especially if they're fancy, there's certain videos that will take longer depending on what kind of edits you're putting into your video, right? And then you got the streams. And to be fair, this is where it gets a little funny. To be fair, streams always got me more money than the YouTube. But the YouTube's more consistent, right? The YouTube, I can rely on a paycheck, and they don't really screw me over super, super bad. But Twitch, I'll just give you a great example here. For those that are familiar with Twitch, you know that there's the $5 subs. I get $1 of that $5. So Twitch is the one making all that money, right? And basically how it was working is if people weren't like directly donating to me, I was making squad. I was pretty much just streaming for Twitch to make money. And no one likes to work for free. So I did that knowing that for a long time. I was like, well, if I don't do it, then I have no chance of making money, right? That was my logic. And then I always kept YouTube because YouTube is my true money generator. And yeah, so that's why a lot of multi-streaming started happening, because I knew Twitch was really kind of screwing me over for a long time, and a lot of that, some of it's because I'm a Canadian being paid by an American company, so I'm paying extra taxes and stuff like that. But some of it was their cut as well. YouTube's cut was always better. I think they're the same cut now, but YouTube was always like from the get-go a better cut. I didn't have to wait years for Twitch to be like, oh, let's give a better cut to these creators, so yeah. And the thing with YouTube is you kind of don't have to do much afterwards. Once you're monetized, yes, you do still need to make videos, but I laugh when people say there's no passive income on YouTube. I think that's the stupidest thing people say online, because it's a huge passive income, because ad revenue is how you get paid. Your videos stay on your channel. I'm literally making money off of videos I did 5 years ago, just you're going to be at that halt if you don't keep doing videos. So that's why you keep doing videos, of course, to get even more money that month. But the reality is once you get to the monetization stage, you can kind of have a little bit of a passive income. So yeah, so there's a little backstory. There's a little, if you're not too familiar with how content creation works, how a person gets paid, Sponsorships are a big thing. I have a couple of sponsorships, but nothing that like really kind of full time gives us extra money. Like the sponsorships I have require customers to do things for me to earn money. Like I have a computer sponsorship. It's Starforge. I'll put it on screen here. And I do get a good cut from them. I love when people buy a computer from those guys because their computers are so pricey. And so because of that, my commission is huge, right? So I love when people do. But the problem is people got to be able to afford a computer like that, right? So yeah. And then the second one is a sponsorship I have with Poggers, which I'll throw on screen. And that is, it's basically like a energy drink and some other drinks. You could check out the site. It's a bunch of different drinks that you can have while you're gaming or whatever. And those are the two I've committed to. I've had other sponsors come to me, but I didn't like their contract, These were the two I was okay with, but at the same time, they're two that someone has to buy something to, for me to make money. And it's those are great like sponsors just to have, but they really don't guarantee you. You want the sponsors that are part of your videos and stuff, when you're watching a video and you see like, I don't know, that VPN one, right? You want shit like that because they're paying you to put them into the video. So you're the only person that's got to do anything. You don't got to rely on people buying anything, because you've already done the work. They pay you to put in your video. And those are the sponsorships you want. And I haven't come across those yet. I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. I don't know. It's a tough road. Everyone wants to be a content creator, but the thing I will tell you out of my 9 years now that I've been doing this is that it is super tough. I have ran two businesses prior to doing content creation, hence why I came a little late. 2016 is when I started content creation. I probably would have been doing WoW videos long before that if it wasn't for the fact that I was busy with my business. So by the time when I first started YouTube, I still had my business, but it was kind of like I was getting ready to sell it, more or less. So one thing I will say is while having a business was really tough, you have to sell yourself, get customers. While that was tough, content is even tougher because it's huge competition out there. There's millions and millions of people wanting to be a content creator or a streamer. And let's be real. Both YouTube and Twitch are really bad at promoting people, getting people seen. For example, on YouTube, I've gone to the stream section. I went once and never again. Like you can't find shit on the stream section. Everything's a jumbled mess. It's like going to the stream section. The best way I can explain it on YouTube is that it's like going to a random person's channel and they've got a playlist of all the things they like. It's all scattered, nothing matches. That's the YouTube stream section. Yeah. So it was really tough to get discovered. I always felt like there'd be the oddball new person that would come in, but I always felt that majority of my YouTube stream viewers were people who followed for the videos, because I also, I did just solely videos on YouTube for probably 5 years before I implemented streams. So I already had a crowd. I was already over 1,000 subs. Nowadays I'm 4,000, which is going to explain some things. I'm not too, I feel like YouTube's been kind of like a slow growth. And I'll link the channel because I know I'm posting this on a newish channel. So it might be a little confusing. Maybe you're like, no, you don't have 4,000. Yeah, I think this channel has like 52 subs. But yeah, I'll post it. This is the first channel I created, the main channel. It's the monetized one. This is the one that makes me money, right? And yeah, so where was I going with that? Yeah, I lost my train of thought with that one, so we're just going to move on to what this video mainly is all about. So I had put a post on Friday, and I wanted to do this video today just to kind of clear things, just in case people read that post wrong. It basically said that, I'd hope to be a little further financially with my content. I hate to be that person. I've done my best to like not bring money into the situation, but this isn't someone who just started doing content and quit after a year. I've been doing it nonstop for 9 years. This is like a job that you're not getting paid to do. No one sticks around that long, and I'm starting to get fucking hot, so yeah, we might have to run the fan. Yeah, maybe I could get the portable. I'm just doing my best to try to not have background sound for you guys. Now, eventually, that's gonna be shot out the window because July is right around the corner. It's our worst month, and I'm gonna probably have the AC running, and yeah, so, and I imagine you guys would rather have a video than, see, I'm always like, if it's gonna be bad quality, don't post it, but maybe you guys just want a video anyway, I think we can all agree that shit happens, and sometimes the weather isn't great, and yeah, I feel like 99% of the time, the quality of my videos is pretty good. So if there's like one video that has a little fan sound in it, I guess. Okay. That's like the loudest. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no. Okay, guys. I do kind of want it on the lowest, though. Hopefully you don't hear that. That at least will keep a little fresh air on me. I just don't know where to sit it. Maybe there. Although I'm sitting it very close to the camera, maybe you'd hear it less if it's just... I don't know. Maybe we'll just be okay for a little bit. Or should I just run the fan? Run the big fan? I don't know. This is why I feel like we're not going to have many videos this month in July. Because I get so... I hate posting bad quality videos. But I'm going to turn on the fan. I apologize if the rest of the video is kind of shot to hell, guys. Yeah, but fair warning, if you only wanted half the story, you're good. I just moved the calendar because while the fan is no doubt gonna have sound coming across right now, you should hear it already. I turned it on. I need the fresh air on my face, so yeah. But I did move my calendar, which is on the wrong month anyway. But I did move it because you'd hear it. Yeah, the fan hits that part of the wall directly. But it reminds me to might as well just swap us to July. It's been on April, since April. But yeah, there's July's picture. Yeah. Okay, so let's finish this video. Once again, I apologize for the bad quality that's going to be in the rest of this video, but it's hot, and do let me know in the comments if it was tolerable, because it's going to get worse. July is going to be horrible. If you guys don't want videos like this, and when I say like this, I mean the background sound, then let me know and I'll take a break all of July, yeah, just do me a favor, let me know in the comments so I know whether, it's something that's tolerable, Anyway, let's get to the rest of the video. So where did we end off? I lost my train of thought. I'm sure I edited a lot of that just out. We sidetracked we didn't sidetrack. I was just sitting there 10 minutes with the fucking portable. Yeah, the heat sidetracked us. Yeah, I can't remember where we are, so I'm gonna start with the post I made. So on Friday, I had done a post saying that, I was done scheduling streams and we're gonna halt streams for a bit. I don't know how long, and I was, thanking all the people for, the support over the years. Because the thing is, while it is a financial decision that I made with the stream, I'm fully aware that there have been people that have financially supported that stream. Just when you calculate the total number for 9 years, it's nothing. Like, let's be real. It's absolutely fucking nothing. And it's not that that's like the most important part, but it is after 9 years. I would say the first couple of years is about growing your numbers, I guess, getting the sub count. But after, okay, here, I'll explain it better and maybe you'll understand why I would put a post like that out. The Twitch streams is like 1,200 followers. You want to know when we hit 1,000? It was in 2018. I started in 2016. So 2016 to 2018, 2 years, I'd gone from 0 followers to 1,000. Now we've earned 200 followers from 2018 to 2025. That is horrible. That's absolutely disgusting we should have way more. And also the 2016 to 2018 was, there was a lot of people in the channel. I've been frustrated with that for a while, and yeah, it's, what occurred, it's like, and I hate that this is the reason, but the growth was when I streamed Diablo 3. I used to stream it every night, and I competed, so I was always competing on the leaderboards. I was, every season I was getting 4-digit Paragon. It was always over 1,000, and yeah, I was heavily competing, and we had a really good crowd. We had a lot of people that would come in, yeah, it was a good crowd, and then it just kind of, I don't know, Diablo 3, well, what happened is it started getting repetitive. I started getting bored. I went back to my WoW, which I hadn't really left, but, I was playing I was playing D3 more than I was playing WoW during that phase, especially since it was increasing my streams. And 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 then and then when I got bored and decided I was done, viewers were done. They only wanted to watch Diablo 3. And that's what did it, and I think that's the toughest part of being a content creator, is that some people are there for you, but a lot of people are there for the game. And you can try to not believe that all you want, but the only time they're really there for you, and if you're watching this and you've been there for me this whole time, don't take this the wrong way. Like I said, there is a few that will stay. I do have a few that have been there with me pretty much since around 2016, 2017, but for the most part, you gotta be a super high-end streamer to be holding on to people for years and years, no matter what you stream. Yeah, it's a very niche group that's gonna just stick around for everything you do. And and which is a big reason why we have this channel, right? On YouTube, I've niched things down. This is kind of my whatever channel, which is probably why it doesn't grow as fast as my other ones. But you have to. You'll lose your gaming crowd if you all of a sudden have these videos where you're talking about just random shit. Same with the cooking channel. Like, people are there to learn how to cook or to see what you've cooked. Like, if the video don't have to do with food, they're gone. And the same thing is with Twitch as well. While a lot of people think they can kind of just stream whatever they want, it's still a niche. And if you're a gaming streamer, people coming to your channel are going to expect you to be gaming, Just like if you're a politics streamer and all of a sudden you're gaming, but you grew off of politics, yeah, people are going to leave until you start talking about politics, So, yeah, it's, that's what happens, and it happens to the best of people. Even top-end streamers are losing their viewers when they're doing different topics. It's just barely noticeable because top-end streamers have lots of viewers to begin with. So when they lose like a couple hundred, who cares? They still have thousands in there. But yeah. So I know it's a bit of ramble. And the heat got me a little off topic here. A bit of ramble. I hope that kind of explained things, but to put it in a nutshell at the end here, I will just say streams aren't done. I already have so much stuff that I'm committed to in my life, and YouTube is one of those things. This is every Sunday, cooking channels every Saturday, and on my gaming channel, which this is a series that's been on hold for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to bring it back tomorrow for the gaming channel. But there is a Monday video that I always would do. I started it up 5-6 years ago. And that's a committed because that's Mondays, right? So I'm still keeping those scheduled things. I just wanted stream to be unscheduled, I have so much scheduled stuff, and when I stream every day, there's a lot of stuff I don't get done. Once again, I edit my own videos, so there'd be lots of times where, you guys, I don't know if you guys really notice it because this is a smaller channel, so I don't know if people are noticing that there's a video not posting sometimes. But if you're paying attention and you see that at the top banner it says videos on Sundays, then you notice, right? But yeah, that's all because I've been too busy, you know, with streams every night. I'm always behind on stuff. So, so while this definitely upsets some stream people, I did notice one in particular kind of left the entire community. And luckily, I've only seen one. He was a donator, so he might have been a little pissed, and um, I can't feel bad for that one, right? Like you know, you donate if you want to, right? And the reality is, I've been busting my ass for this, all this content for 9 years. You cannot be, the people who have been around since, I would say the ones that, there's a few that really understand, and one very much in particular, because he's been there since the beginning. And there are those people that are surprised I still stuck with it. It's like on one side I've got people that are upset that I'm gonna stop, and honestly, that's the reason I may start back up later, right? It's better that you show me that you are a little upset about this change, because if you do nothing, then I'm gonna sit here thinking it was the best decision I've ever made. Like I'm just gonna say, it's good to see some input, and if someone, like, I don't know, more or less does a quit on something, and then it looks like no one cares, then they're gonna stay quit, like, so I appreciate the people that have kind of shown that they're upset about it. I did have a regular crowd, stream numbers were low, but we did have, I would say, roughly 10 regular people that would come in throughout the night. And and those would always be the same people. I'd expect them, and then there'd be the randoms throughout the night that come in. But so I did know that I would be upsetting some people, but the reality is, what do? Do I just keep streaming and never get any other shit done because I'm not wanting to disappoint people? Like, that's been me the past years. That's exactly how it rolled out. I just didn't want to disappoint people, so I stayed doing something that was actually causing me to not get other things done, and yeah. So long story short, and I do mean that because this video is actually getting pretty long. But man, I feel so much comfortable with this fan. I've got this feeling it's gonna just sound so bad when I go to edit. And the last time that it was Father's Day. Yeah, I was gonna do a Father's Day video. I had talked about my dad in it, and and it was a really good video. But it was this fan the entire time. So I have a good idea what this is gonna sound like, except that video was the entire way. Yeah. And a part of me's like, I should have just posted it anyway. It was a good video, just it was hot that day, and yeah. But yeah. Where were we going? I sidetrack way too much. This is why I need an editor. I need an editor that isn't me, because I sidetrack so much. I feel like I don't want to say a professional, because I've been editing videos for 9 years. I think I'm pretty professional at this point. But maybe an outside eye would be able to kind of like piece the videos a little differently. Yeah. Because I think it's a one thing to edit your own video. videos, but it's another, like, you were there for the recording process, so you're gonna edit it differently than someone who wasn't there during the recording process, right? And yeah, and I feel like sometimes I feel like someone else would do better because they would cut out the stuff that you feel is necessary, but it's not, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, long story short, streams are not forever done. They're just done on a schedule. I'm done making sure I'm there every night. Once in a while, there may be a stream. Nothing's ever being scheduled into the streams again unless YouTube kicks off. Like, if there is anyone that's upset about this change and you aren't subbed to my gaming channel, go sub to it. That's what's gonna help, you know, change my mind down the road, because right now, while I'm struggling on YouTube side, I'm struggling on two sides, right? I'm focused on doing YouTube videos, and then I'm also trying to grow streams. So it was a lot of like struggles all together, you know? And I think I dealt with it pretty good. 9 years, like, that is longer than anyone. Like, the way, you know, I will say I've seen a bunch of different type of creators online, and some I don't like and some I do. I'll tell you the ones that I don't. Well, I'll also tell you the ones I do, but, and it's not by name. I'm just gonna like give an example of how they are. Like, there's no one by name that I'm like disliking or anything. But the ones that beg for views and beg for, you know, money and all that they gotta be number one. Like, yeah, horrible way to do your content. I don't think anyone should be like that. And I didn't come close to that. Like, I don't even ask you guys for follows. I've never asked for money. I've never asked for follows. You know, the links are there, you know, so there is, you know, you can donate if you want, but you gotta find it yourself. I never mention it, right? Yeah, so there's that. And then there's also the group of people that expect to make it within a year, and if they haven't, they vanish. And the thing is, making YouTube content takes time. It's not something like, yes, if you're very lucky, maybe some top-end content creator or streamer sees your video and promotes it for you, and boom, you made it, you know? But have you made it? Right? Have you really made it? If someone else grew you for you, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. So, you know, so that's the other type. I believe that you should put effort in. Now, should you be like me? No. No. I think I am the exception. No one in their right mind would stay doing content for as long as I have. You know, unless you really like doing content, but let's be real. I've been doing daily. If you are just doing it as a hobby, and you don't really care too much about the finance part, you're not gonna do daily. That's a lot of fucking work for a hobby, you know? And yeah, if it's like a hobby thing, you're gonna do like, I don't know, maybe weekly, maybe monthly, like no schedule whatsoever. You're just gonna post a video whenever you feel like it, right? So yeah, I do think that I went a little overboard, and YouTube's not stopping. Like, I'm still going overboard here, you know? Like, the only thing that is stopping is that the streams will be random. Yeah, and that's the point I really wanted to make clear in today's video. I realized that it became a long video making that point, but you know, that is the point I wanted to make, is that they're not done. You know, the streams are gonna continue. They'll just be whenever I want to, for for the past 9 years, I've been doing them as a job, more or less. I've been making sure I'm there at 6 p.m. every day, and then I stream till midnight. And then the next day, same thing. And the next day, and the next day, and it's, to be fair, I'm surprised I love gaming still. I'm surprised it didn't kill my love for gaming. And yay for that. Honestly, the reason it probably didn't is because I'm very persistent, and when I love to do something, I really do, that's how we've gone on this long, right? I'm persistent. Yes, I had the desire to keep growing, and I still have that desire, and honestly, it hasn't been horrible. I've had fun streaming. We've had some great moments. I've made some money on stream, so it wasn't all for nothing or anything. And and on YouTube, like, my YouTube channel is almost 4,000 now, I think. I think it's almost at 4,000 subs. Now, out of 9 years, that is kind of low, I guess. But I did it all on my own. There's been no help anywhere, like, aside from people, supporting the channel. But what I mean is, like, it's not like I had some big streamer say, hey, go check out this channel. I earned every single one of those subs. And that's good enough for me. If that channel, I don't know, if that channel only hits like 10K by the time I die, I'll be okay. I think I'm at the point where I would welcome a little promotion. Back in the day, I wanted nothing to do with that, because I wanted to at least pave my path, and be able to say, I did this before this happened, but now it's been 9 years. I'm at like almost 4,000 subs. I'd welcome it. Yeah. So if it happens, I wouldn't be too upset. But I don't. I'm still growing my own shit on my own. Like, I don't try for that stuff, right? That would just be accidental, and honestly, yeah, I don't know if that would ever happen. I'm a gamer. Yeah, a lot of the time when that shit happens, it's because of, like, more politic type stuff, right? And I just game, and I do how to, so it's not even that I talk about games. I'm doing guides. Yeah, that's not the shit that people usually promote. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so that's a little kind of. I gave you more or less the big picture of my content for the past 9 years, almost 10, and yeah. So if you ever wondered where that decision kind of came from, maybe that clears it up a bit. I'm trying to do some stuff with my life right now, and streams also were interfering in that. And also, you're not really missing anything, right? It's like, yeah, I enjoyed streaming, and will still stream once in a while. But I still do YouTube. You're still gonna see weekly vlogs on this channel. You're still gonna see cooking videos on the cooking channel and gaming videos on the main channel. So yeah, it's so I hope people aren't taking this the wrong way. That's like, there's multiple different communities going on here. There's the gaming community, the cooking channel community, the vlog community, and then the streaming community. And you know what? All four are their own communities. Don't get me wrong, the closest to a shared community is the gaming channel and the streams, but a lot of people from that YouTube channel don't actually watch the streams. They're just there for videos. That YouTube is still very video focused. A lot of people still don't care about streams on YouTube, right? So yeah, you know, in a sense, it's been 4 different communities I've been running, you know, and yeah. So if you're part of all of them, welcome to all 4 communities. Yeah, which can be fun, you know. It's you know, a lot of different type of people coming into those communities, and depending on the niche, you know, like, yeah. So, but anyway, I feel like I've blabbed long enough, and I do want to edit this video and post it soon. It is 5 o'clock, and I almost guarantee you people on the Life with Miss channel probably are not expecting a video. Yeah, I've been slacking a bit. Just gonna say this is gonna improve that, you know. Don't get me wrong, some weeks I really have nothing to share, but you know, I think we can solve that problem. You know, I'll find something to share every week if I'm not, you know, removing streams. You know, while I will miss being there all the time for stream, it really does solve a lot of my problems. Streams were preventing me from doing a lot of things because they were taking up my entire evening every day, you know. So yeah, that will solve a lot. It'll help me get more editing done, and yeah. So I, you know, I apologize for those that are bummed out about it, and if you are and you are sticking around, just remember that they're not forever done. I will do a stream when I feel like I have time to, right? I always made time for streams. Now we are just gonna do them when I actually have time and I'm not putting something else off to conduct a stream. So yeah, and you know, maybe I'll try to do at least once a month. You know, I don't want to commit to anything, so you know, I think once a month is an easy kind of. It's an easy commitment, but I just don't want to commit to a certain day every month, right? But we could kind of start there, and maybe once I get caught up on some of my editing, I've gone really behind lately. So mainly on the gaming channel, there's an entire Hogwarts Legacy playthrough to edit right now, and there's actually 2 other games half on that channel. And then also some Disney Dreamlight. So gonna be busy for a while on the gaming channel, editing content, and then of course WoW. Of course, our main content. And you know, sometimes I think I forget about WoW because honestly, while it is the main content, it's like a video here and there. Whereas when you do a playthrough, that's consistent videos, you know. Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna go, and I just thought I'd share that, you know, elaborate a little bit, because it was just a post, you know, maybe my face on camera and some extra words will, you know, this is definitely directed at people that watch the streams. If you're just some random coming in, you probably could you know, care less about this topic, right? But for those that, you know, were part of my streams. And honestly, this channel is a lot of people from the gaming channel, because I don't really do full screen chill moments on my gaming channel. I keep everything very niche, right? If it doesn't have to do with gaming, it's not on the gaming channel. So because of that, I have noticed that there is quite a few of you guys that are from the gaming channel on here, and I appreciate that. You know, that tells me that you are watching for me, because why else would you be on this channel then, right? Yeah, I would think if you were watching for the game, then you wouldn't really care what I do, you know, aside from playing WoW. So, so I do appreciate that, and that's why I thought it would be a great place to put this video. I did think about putting it on the gaming channel, since it does have to do more with that community, but I like keeping a theme, and like I said, we don't do full screen videos. You know, the closest they get is a little box of me with a game up on screen, and I like that vibe. I like that vibe for that channel, and then we have this vibe for this one, and then, you know, the food vibe for the cooking. Yeah, I'm a very particular person, so yeah, you know, I've got a way I like to do things. So anyway, this video is approaching the 1 hour mark. Shouldn't be that by the time I edit, but you know, point is, I need to end this video, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. And also, we got some holidays coming up, so I won't have a video again till Sunday. I thought about doing a Canada Day one, but I'm really not doing anything for Canada Day, so like what would I do? Just go on camera, say Happy Canada Day, and then shut it down? Like, I'm just gonna do it right now, okay? So since I won't see you guys again till next Sunday, if you're Canadian, I hope you have a great Canada Day, and you know, which will be on July 1st. And then if you're American, I hope you have a great 4th of July. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you did or what you plan on doing. Depends when you post it. But yeah, have a great weekend. Well, I guess the weekend's done. I always say that, right? Because it's like, because I always say have a great weekend, and like I feel like that's our outro now. I feel like I always say that. But anyway, our unintentional outro. But anyway, I hope you had a great weekend, and have a great holiday this coming up week, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.